Greetings guys, Si here and welcome back to Projectleft. Today we're talking all about the perils of buying fake golf clubs online. So let's go. So yes, fake golf clubs. It's a real problem and it's something that you need to be aware of before you buy your equipment. Now, I'm not saying that buying equipment online means that everything will be fake. There are plenty of good online sites out there that are selling excellent equipment. But there are some really bad fakes out there. When I say bad, I mean bad to the trained eye. To the untrained eye, these clubs can seem like a real bargain. But when you delve deeper, there are some serious flaws in there. So I've actually got a set of fake AP2 irons, and we're going to go through why they're fake, why they're obviously not the real deal, and why it could actually affect your game dramatically if you thought you were making a big saving by buying these irons. So let's have a look through the key points that we've found. So on first inspection, the clubs look excellent. They really do look like a Titleist AP2. If I put this up to the camera and it finds some focus, you can see that that club does look excellent. But when you put it next to a proper AP2, there really are some serious flaws. Okay, so let's look at the obvious stuff first of all. Just look at the ferrule on this club here. Look how long it is in comparison to that one. That is clearly not a Titleist stock ferrule. Then if we get these clubs again in focus, and I've got a cutaway that we can always cut to if this isn't obvious, but the word forged looks completely different on the real club to the fake club. Now, it's just these obvious differences to the trained eye. Also again, on the bottom, the number 6 iron, the font is completely different. It's not the same font. And again, it just shows that the heads are not manufactured in the Titleist factory by the Titleist professionals. Then we go to the shafts. Now, anybody that knows anything about golf clubs knows that the Project X logo goes on the bottom, not on the top. It's pretty obvious, that one. And if you put it next to a real Project X, which I've got here, I'm going to have to turn this club the other way around so the labels are the same size. Look at that. You can see they are a completely different colour. Disappointing. And again, working our way up the club, if I just grab this club again here, you can see that the Titleist grip that's been put on has been put on the top. The logo is on the top. Titleist never put their logo on the top. If there's a logo on the grip, it goes underneath. And speaking of the grip, the Titleist M580, that grip went out with the Titleist 714. So 5 years ago, the clubs would come with these grips on. Nowadays, we all know Titleist clubs come with the round white 360 Tour Velvet. They've come in like this 716 and 718 iterations of Titleist clubs. The M580 went out with the 714 spin milled SM4, I believe. So quite a long time ago, these grips actually went out of production. So these are clearly going to be fakes. And that's just the stuff on the outside. What's this shaft made of? You're not going to be able to pick this up on camera, but the shaft is actually bent. It is not a straight golf shaft. And you've got to remember, a lot of time and effort from Rifle went into building the Project X shaft so it could take the pressures of a golf swing and then return back to normal. This club is not going to return back to normal because already this has only been used 2 rounds and they're starting to bend. Not going to go down well in the long run. And then we come to the specifications, and this is really where it all breaks down. You can say to yourself, well, it's fine, I don't care what material the head's made of. If it's not made of the same alloys and the same metals as the Titleist club, that's fine. You can say what you like about a grip that's 5 years out of date. It's still just a golf grip. You can say what you like about the decal and the ferrule and the shaft not being quite right. They're all insignificant to a lot of people, but the next bit, now that affects us all. So we're talking lie angle, loft and swing weight. 3 really important factors when you buy a set of irons, because remember, irons are for precision. They need to be precise tools that go different distances from each other. Right, let's refer to the clipboard because I want to get this right. I'm going to pop it up on screen so you guys can see it clearly, but let's talk about loft first of all. Now in the loft column, the left hand number is the fake club and the right hand number is the real loft. So looking down this, 3-iron, 23 degrees in the fake set, 21 in the real set. 4-iron, well they got that one right, that's 24 degrees in both. 5-iron in the fake set goes back to 23, so actually stronger than the 4-iron. That's useful. 5-iron in a proper set, 27. 6-iron, 27 degrees where it should be 30. 7-iron, 31 where it should be 34. 8-iron, 39 where it should be 38. That's a big 8-degree difference. That's more than one golf club difference in that loft. Oh, and then we flip to 9-iron, which is 38 degrees, so actually stronger again than the 8-iron where it should be 42. Pitching wedge at 44 where it should be 46, and you can see these inconsistencies in the loft. And people might say, well, okay, lofts are a bit different, they can be moved and that can be sorted, but a lot of people aren't even going to notice this, and they could easily play these clubs for a long time and then go, why does the 9-iron go further than my 8-iron? Well, it's actually a degree stronger, so I'm not surprised. Then we go to lie angle. Now these clubs, I'm told, were bought as standard length and lie. 60-degree lie angle on the 3-iron, that's correct. 4-iron at 59 where it should be 61. 5-iron at 59 where it should be 62. 6-iron at 61 where it should be 62.5. 7-iron 61 where it should be 63. 8-iron 62 where it should be 63.5, and then on, and it just goes on, and it's so disappointing that the lie angle and the loft, something that can easily be sorted out in the manufacturing process, even on fake clubs. Very disappointing. Now, to be fair, the lengths are pretty good. The lengths of these clubs aren't far away from what they should be. There's only about a half an inch here or there, but it was quite difficult to measure length because the grips, where's my fake club? Because the grips have been pushed on so far, there's actually a big dome at the top here. So this is steel right at the top here, where normally the grip wouldn't be pushed on quite so far, and there'd actually be a flat top line on the top of the grip, which would be easy to measure the corner of the grip. But you can't measure the corner of the grip because it's actually about 1/8 of an inch lower than the steel because it's been pushed on so far. Just poorly made clubs. And then we come to the real problem, and that is swing weight. Now, what you want in a golf set of irons is, even though the clubs are different lengths and different lofts, they should all feel and swing the same. That's why Titleists take a lot of time to make sure that all their clubs are swing weighted to D2 as soon as they leave the factory. Anything more lighter or heavier, and there'll be material put into either the head end or the grip end to make sure they swing weight out the same. Because what you want is you want them all to feel the same weight despite the different length and despite the different loft. But if you buy a set of fake clubs online, this process is not going to happen. It's going to be far too time consuming and expensive to go through this process. So let's have a look through the swing weights. And yeah, the closest club is the 7-iron in the middle of the set at D6. So the head is 4 swing weights too heavy, and that's the closest one to the correct D2. When you start getting out to the 3-iron at E6, the club head is so heavy in comparison to the shaft and the grip that it just does not swing weight the same. It just will not feel the same. And I defy anybody to swing a club at E6 and not notice the difference between the 3-iron in this fake set and a real AP2 3-iron. It is going to feel so head heavy. So why is that? Is it because a poor heavy material has been used in the head, or is it because the shaft is too light or the grip is too thin? It's going to be a combination of all these things, and it just means that the clubs are not going to be built to spec. They're not going to be built by any tolerance. There's just going to be no consistency throughout the factory. I know I'm a little biased because I work in a golf shop and because I deal with the proper manufacturers, but please beware when you buy equipment, golf equipment online. If the price seems too cheap, there's probably a reason for that. And I know a lot of people out there that are going to say, well, that's fine, you know, I don't want to spend all that money, I'd rather just buy something cheaper. Well, that's fine, but let's look at second-hand equipment, let's look at pre-owned equipment. I'd rather you spent your money, your budget wisely on something that's going to be of good quality materials rather than something like this set of AP2 718s that aren't real. They're just, I mean, who knows what's inside these heads. I'd love to take a circular saw to these shafts and these heads to cut them open to see what's actually inside. It just, oh, it's one of those things that I really, really want to bang home that please, 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 if you're going to buy golf equipment and you're going to have any interest in what that equipment is, please make sure you check it out. And if you buy these things and you do find out they're fake and you've bought them on a credit card, you do have within your rights to get your refund back, because you take these to any golf shop, any professional, they will spot these fakes a mile away. It's not just the obvious things, it's just like even the shaft, when you rub your finger down it, you know it doesn't feel, it just feels rough. It doesn't feel like a Project X shaft feels like. If you go and speak to someone that knows what they're talking about, they will tell you if your clubs are a fake. So if you do have a club, or you've bought clubs online that you think might be fakes, go and get them checked out, because they could actually be doing a lot more damage to your game. So guys, there we have it, another episode of Projectleft. I hope you've enjoyed my journey through left-handed golf. If you're new here, this one down there, that's the subscribe button. That will take you all of our content as soon as we release it. We also have a like button, that's worth clicking as well. Helps you tell YouTube this video is definitely worth watching. And as always, we'll see you down here on PGA Live 365 next time, which will be tomorrow, for the letter P. And we're going to be talking about ping. So bye-bye.